Realms of Errudore. Creation of the world and divine cosmology. The origin of the cosmos. As recorded by Archivist Vashta, High Feather of the Library of Astrax. This account has no author, only a lineage. A thread passed from ink to fire to breath. I do not claim it is true. But I do know it is old, so old that time itself holds it carefully, like something fragile and dangerous. Opening annotation, folio of first light, vault 3C, Astrax High Wing. 1. On the precipice of all, Los. Before the stars. Before time. Before names were things that existed. There was only Los. Not a being. Not a force. Not even truly void. Los was not, and in that notness, all things were contained. In the oldest texts recovered from the iron forges of Ruinmore, themselves inscribed by unknown hands into metal sheets older than language, Los is described not as dark, but as the absence of any observation. A silence so complete it consumed even the idea of being noticed. A blindness with no watcher. A sleep that never ended because nothing had ever been awake. And yet, in the infinite hush of Los, something shifted. Not a sound. Not a movement. But something else. Perhaps inevitability. Perhaps accident. Perhaps even desire. 2. The first radiance, soul. From the belly of the unknowable emerged a spark. A flicker of purpose. A filament of fire. And suddenly, silence was no longer complete. Where Los had been full in its emptiness, now it was interrupted. We call this interruption soul. She is spoken of in song as a woman made of golden fire, a luminous crown blazing in all directions, her body composed of the embers of unborn stars. In carved glyph tablets found beneath the moons of Quain Veres, soul is rendered as a perfect circle split by a jagged crack, the first light piercing the veil. She did not banish Los. She danced with it. This was the beginning of the pulse, a rhythm older than sound, where flame curved into stillness, and stillness cradled it back. From that divine motion came everything else. 3. The joining of light and silence. As soul moved, she ignited awareness. As Los embraced her motion, it sculpted depth and dimension. Together, they were not opposites, they were the conditions of reality. Not war. Not opposition. Not harmony either. A balance, delicate and dangerous. Where soul surged, stars ignited in her wake. Where Los coiled, shadows formed behind every shape. One created, the other made creation matter. It was at the places where their presence braided together, tangled like breath caught between words, that the first powers began to manifest. They did not come fully formed. They came as pressure. As gravity. As great desires given form. We name them now as titans, but understand, they were not born of flesh or bone. They were truths made tangible. 4. The Titanic Prime. 7 emerged from the great cosmic braid of soul and Los. They are not gods. They are the conditions of existence given name, will, and motion. Hymnos, first to awaken, a radiant sentinel, golden-eyed, watchful. The pulse of vigilance and illumination made manifest. In some visions, he carries a sword of songlight, in others, he is the blade. Tadair, woven beside him, the bloom of grace, the elegance of form, the divine thread that gave shape to meaning. She is both the loom and the tapestry. Hudan, deep and roiling, born from the pressure where light met depth. His breath filled the oceans, his thoughts echo in deep trenches still unexplored. Utia, daughter of Flow, the river that remembers the mountain's shape. Born of Hudan's dreaming and soul's light kissing the surface of the deep. Zados, architect of forms, not a maker, but a weaver. The one who first imagined mortality, not as curse, but as structure. Phrasis, veiled in ending, who moves gently through all that ends, not to destroy, but to make room. The keeper of cycles. The first to carry silence back into soul. Each of these titanic forces took root in the world that was forming at the very heart of soul and Los's dance. And it was there, in that shared heartbeat, that Errudore was kindled. A final annotation from the archivist's hand. We who catalogue the truths of this world do so with ink and doubt in equal measure. I cannot tell you if soul ever truly danced. I cannot prove the names of the titans are anything more than metaphor. But I know this, every river flows as if it remembers Utia. Every eclipse pauses as if in reverence to Phrasis. And I have watched starlight flicker in perfect silence, not as emptiness, but as presence. That, I think, is Los. Archivist Vashta, 5th Wing, Winter Rotation 7984.